Professor Dr. N. Gunasekaran is Dean, Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai. He has 40 years of teaching experience in the field of electronics and communication engineering. He has guided 6 PhD scholars and 3 MS program scholars. He has published 10 books and 10 monographs. He conducted more than 50 short-term courses, winter schools, summer schools, and faculty development programs. He received Best Project Awards twice for UG projects at state level through Directorate of Technical Education and at national level President of India Award for the project on telephone for physically handicapped persons.
Welcome to UGC lecture series on optoelectronics. During last discussion, we gone through the syllabus very briefly, and we were telling that optoelectronics is basically a subject deal with the devices, its application and its interaction with the electron. Optoelectronics talks fundamentally the interrelation between electron hole pair and photons. Though they are all basically called particles, but in the structure of atom they do different job. Based on that, there are a lot of application come up in optical communication. Now, to understand all these optoelectronic devices or materials, for example, we are going to see two important global material called silicon and germanium, followed by a number of compounds, binary material compounds. Binary means 2: gallium arsenide, aluminum arsenide, gallium phosphide, indium phosphide, indium arsenide. Similarly, 3 element compound, 4 element compound like aluminum gallium arsenide, indium gallium arsenide. What are these things? Well, they are all basically semiconductors, either functioning as a single semiconductor material or they function together as compounds. How they get the required electrical optical properties? One, we have to go back to their atomic structure. Basic structure is a general philosophy in every field. For example, a civil engineer is very keen on building structure. The building structure gives an idea about the building configuration and the strength of the building. A doctor is interested in the physical structure, the bone structure, the X-ray picture, that gives what is the strength of the body as well as it will be useful for his profession. Similarly, as a communication engineers, as physical engineers, as electronic engineers, when we are showing interest on certain materials, we should know the basic structure, atomic structure, bandwidth structures, because it is these structures they say what is the properties of these semiconductors, how these properties are converted into useful applications. So, today we will be spending most of the time on revising. I will repeat, it is a revision, because most of the concepts you might have done in your even school level or even in your early UG degree level, but they are all passing clouds. Now, for this subject we have to revise, we have to re-establish, we have to recollect, we have to understand them thoroughly, so that our journey in optoelectronics is very comfortable and we can conduct the journey very confidently. So, today we will be discussing on what is the atomic structure as well as what are the energy bands of these semiconductors. They are all very unique. Please understand, they are all very unique depending upon individual elements: sodium, potassium, silicon, germanium. Like that, individual element has got its own structure. It is the strength of the structure that does everything for that material. So, today our main emphasis on atomic structure. Optoelectronic though focuses on the behavior and application of semiconductor devices, the device behavior basically originate from the atomic structure of atoms. What is an atom? What is an element? What is a molecule? What is a compound? Well, these terminologies are familiar to you, but let us revise and be very clear about these terms and how these terms are linked with the properties, behavior of these devices. So, these structural property, I am repeatedly telling and I will repeat throughout this discussion, the structure is very crucial. The structure going to give the electrical property, the structure going to give the optonic properties. So, we have to know thoroughly, so that whenever some properties are recalled, whenever we indicate the applications, then we will always correlate them to the structure. Fundamentally, matter covers all the substance and materials from which the whole universal concept is evolved. Matter is a fundamental concept. It is a different matters put together becomes our universe. Chemistry describes the matter and its behavior. Physics talks about the physical property and its functions. So, chemistry talks about the behavior and its properties. There are millions of known substances, millions, right from the day one of this earth evolved. There are millions of substances on earth and they are categorized as solids, liquids and gases. Though we are going to concentrate only on solid, just briefing through all of them in general, it is a useful comparison. When you say solid, well, this terminology is a very common term in our life. During our day to day life, we do come across such term. So, when we mention such term, automatically we get imaginary pictures. When you say solid, you can see a beautiful bridge. We know the strength of the bridge, we know the life of the bridge, we know out of what materials they are all constructed. It is out of concrete, it is out of steel. So, steel is one of the basic substance in civil engineering. Concrete, another substance in civil engineering. When they join together, that is a strength. That is a strength. Steel for strength, concrete for strength, and strength is required for such a solid structure. So, when you say solid, it goes without saying strength. Solid means strength. Solid is hard. Yes, solid is strong. Yes, solid has got well defined shape. Fundamental physical properties. It is very hard, it is very strong and it has got a definite shape. The shape never get distorted or dissolved unless otherwise it is extraordinary force acting on it. Solid is made up of millions of invisible particle called atoms. It is an atom put together. Atom is a fundamental building block of all the substance on earth, including our human body. Anything you mention on earth, if you go down to the fundamental particle, the basic building block, just like a brick is a basic building block of a building. So, atom is a basic building block of any substance. Even for a brick there is an atom. Earth particles attracts each other around it. Earth particles attract, it is attraction that bring this shape. It is attraction between the particles that bring the shape. They are together, the togetherness is because of the attraction and that is holding them together. It is a particles togetherness gives the shape. So, thereby whenever you say solid, shape comes into picture. The particles are locked in position. they are all arranged in a regular pattern. Pattern is another word we will be using repeatedly. Structure has got a pattern, we said structure overall, but structure involves patterns, different patterns constitute different structure. The human body has got a structure, animal has got a different structure, bird has got different structure, different buildings are having different structure. Structure is a totality, but the pattern is very crucial. In what pattern they are arranged? It is a pattern adds to the strength. In what pattern the structure gains more strength. One such arrangement you are seeing. There are different patterns we may see, and this different pattern we cannot decide. The patterns are decided by the properties of the atoms, that we are going to emphasize. It is a property of the atom in its own orbits. They prefer certain patterns and those patterns add to the strength. You can see different type of pattern. The red balls, they are all atoms. They are all arranged to get to the shape, and this shape adds to the structure. Now, you can see another shape. So, like that we can see number of shapes. These shapes are invited by the electron property in its arrangement. If the arrangement asks for the structure offers the strength. So, particle in solid vibrate, very important fundamental property. It is a solid, the particles in them are together, they are held by a central nucleus. So, they cannot just move away. So, that means the fundamental particle like an atom, they can only vibrate if there is a heavy force. Question of atoms coming out of a solid is mostly ruled out. If the temperature is given, the vibration may be little more. So, what we are seeing, the atoms are getting vibrated due to the energy supplied to the solid structure. Temperature is an energy, voltage is a energy. So, these are all energy, heat is a energy, light is a energy. So, when energy is given, the fundamental particle, one of the particles in the atom, the electron gains energy, it tries to move. If there is a freedom, if there is a mobility freedom available, it will move, but in solid the mobility is ruled out. In liquid and gas the story is different. So, in solid the fundamental particles can only vibrate, that means it can move around its equilibrium position marginally, it cannot, it may not be visible, but by sensitive equipment we do understand the vibration. When vibration goes beyond limit due to hectic force, there is a breakdown, solid gets converted into different state, maybe liquid, maybe gas. So, we are now emphasizing is in solid the fundamental particle can vibrate, and this vibration will increase with temperature. Here we are bringing another property called elasticity. The vibration is, I can say, it is a sort of a distortion, but not appreciable distortion. Whenever there is a movement of a fundamental particle in a structure, it is a distortion, but it is an acceptable distortion. Acceptable distortion means the distortion do takes place when an external force exists. The moment force is removed, it comes back to its original shape, that is called elasticity. Elasticity is one of the fundamental property of a body. The body getting temporary distortion due to the external force and come back to its normalcy. In a solid, each atom, molecule, they are all surrounded by neighboring atoms. This is another beautiful physical picture we are projecting. You can see number of atoms arranged in a beautiful way. See, the nature is beauty. There is nothing like better beauty than nature. It is a natural arrangement of fundamental particles. They are arranged beautifully in a beautiful pattern called lattice. Lattice is a word we are using, which tells how particles are arranged very beautifully in a specific pattern. Now, the black balls what you are observing, they are all atoms, they are all arranged in a beautiful way that each atom is surrounded by about 6 or 8 atoms, that means they are totally surrounded by other atoms, and these atoms mutually offer force on each other. This force may be a force of attraction, this may be a force of a repulsion. The attraction repulsion forces are exhibited by something like a spring. So, there is a force exists, elastic force. By this elastic force, these molecules or atoms can move a little bit delta x and come back to its normal. This marginal movement we call as a vibration, and that is provided by the spring action. The spring represents the existence of attractive force and repulsive forces, but they are all temporary, never forget. In solid, these forces are temporary. The moment force is removed, they come back to their original position. We will have a very short break and come back. Welcoming you back from the break. We were talking on the solid. The fundamental property of the solid is its strength, shape, and this shape and strength may be marginally affected by the external force. Thereby, only at the atomic level the particles undergoes vibration. The vibration itself is an indication there are forces of attraction and repulsion between the particles. That what is shown in the diagram like a spring. It is not physical spring is existing, please caution. The spring is a modeling. The spring elongated, compressed. The elongation compression of the spring says there is a force of attraction and repulsion between the particle due to the external force. These are all bonded together. Please remember the bond, the structure, the configuration, the pattern. We are using different terms, but all we are emphasizing the same. It is a bondage between the atoms that gives a shape. It is a bondage between the atoms or particles that gives the strength and pattern. And this is also can be called as a interatomic or intermolecular forces. And this provides this bond, the interatomic forces that gives the stability of the object or substance. And this stability we mean these atoms are in their equilibrium position. The equilibrium position means they are remaining stable, the substance has got its good strength. The moment forces are applied, stability is questioned, but due to elastic property the equilibrium position is regained. When a solid is deformed, there is a displacement of atom, but they will come back to the original position because of its basic property called elasticity. So, this deformation is only a temporary as far as the solid is concerned, and these atomic forces will come into effect. The moment the forces are disturbing the equilibrium position of the atoms, the contracting forces will come into effect, then the whole structure will come back to its original position. That sort of spring action is due to the interatomic forces. And we already seen that this picture, I only appeal to the people that these pictures are shown to get a concrete idea of what is happening in an invisible way. We said solids are strong, shape, it has got a shape, but how to visualize, how to establish that they are retaining, maintaining their shape, that is the reason we are giving. The reason we are giving is a model. Atoms are in equilibrium position bound to get disturbed, but the interatomic forces regain the shape back. That is a definition of solid. So, for that one should have this spring type of model. Liquid, the next stage, there are 3 states we are talking, we will be briefing today. One is a solid which is just completed, then a liquid. The liquid, the moment say liquid, it is a running, flowing from place to place, it has got no shape, it takes the shape of a container. If it is a glass, it is a shape of the glass. If it is a flask, it is the shape of the flask. So, liquid always assumes the shape of the container, but volume is retained, the total volume, because the liquid normally cannot be compressed. So, it has got a definite volume, but it assumes the shape of the container. Particles in the liquid are close together, they do attract each other, but the forces are weaker compared to the solid. These forces, no doubt, they are holding the particles in position, and hence the particles slide around each other, but the magnitude of such forces are much smaller. The particles in liquid state slide around quickly, they move around. Please follow the terminology. In solid, vibration is permitted, no question of moving around. Here we are telling moving around, sliding around each other, that means more freedom. The particle has got more freedom, that is why they move around, they slide over another, thereby there is a possibility of collision. The collision leads to many other problems, let us not go into that concept. What is important is particle has got better freedom, that is enough for the time being. Here the particles are reasonably away, when you compare with the solid, they are reasonably away, and they get some additional freedom of movement. Coming to the third state, gas. The gas is a very interesting concept, again a flow. Water is flowing, gas also flow, but there is a big difference between these two flow. The flow of gas enjoys much more freedom, uncomparable freedom. It has got no shape, it has got no volume, it takes the shape of the container and it spreads quickly, it spreads quickly. The speed with which atoms are moving around is fantastic. It collides with the other particle, but the collision are not frequent because the particles are quite away. So, the particles in the gases are moved further away, the gap between the two particles in a gas is quite far away, thereby the moment the particles are going far away from each other, logically speaking, the inter particle forces are reduced, freedom is increased, escaping mechanism is enhanced. These are the consequences. When particles are moved away, the forces are losing its strength, there is a escaping mechanism coming to picture, there is a possibility of the particle may escape from the structure. The movement is random and the speed is in all the direction, it is a diverging force, it is spreading force, it is diffusing force. We are using different term to explain the property of the gas. The particles collide with each other, but collision frequency is much less. We are now showing the model where the particles are much more separated, much apart from each other, and there is a tendency of escaping mechanism, we can observe it. So, in toto we have seen three states of substance. On earth there are totally three states, major classification I am talking about, and these state of substances are mainly focusing on inter atom distances. If the atoms are very close to each other, compact, retaining the shape, becoming strong, it is solid. When the atoms are slightly going away, enjoying slightly more freedom, they slide over each other, they move around each other, they collide with each other, liquid. If the space is much more, there is a escaping mechanism, there is a question of collision do take place, but collision is not often, then it is gas. So, we can look upon anything and everything on earth under one of these three categories, and the strength between them, the shape made by them, the pattern projected by them, it is only due to the arrangement what we are observing in the diagram. This diagram says three different type of pattern with a different interatomic forces that decides what is what. Now, heat is one type of energy, as I told. Heat is one source of energy that gives a freedom to the fundamental particle. The particle gains the particle gains energy. See, when no external energy is forced on the object, then they are in equilibrium. The equilibrium is challenged by the external energy. In fact, we can look upon the disturbance of equilibrium on a positive side, we can also look upon the disturbance of equilibrium on the negative side. Stability point of view, it is negative. What is positive? All the activities of the devices which you are going to discuss in future, all the devices like a conduction, emission, radiation, absorption, there are so many activities we are going to discuss. That activities leads to many applications. These activities, applications are only due to disturbance of equilibrium. We are forcing the atom to come out of the equilibrium. That disturbance of equilibrium leads to many applications. So, we do want the disturbance to equilibrium for a purposeful useful applications. When the liquid, now during the disturbance what you are observing, the solid become liquid, the liquid become gas, the gas becomes frozen and liquid become again solidified. These change of states will take place when there is a change of energy. During the when particles are going away from each other, the particle accept energy, gain energy, they become more free to move. On the reverse, when the energy is given away, then they get solidified. So, we are going to focus on throughout our future discussion energy absorption, energy emission. The energy absorption, energy emission leads to providing additional freedom to the particles, may give good application. For example, if you talk about LED, if you talk about the solar cell, they are all falling under the disturbing equilibrium, thereby light emitted, light absorbed. So, all such useful application do come across due to energy transfer. It is a energy transfer lead to many application, and that energy transfer is nothing but disturbing equilibrium. And that what we observe in the model, we see the solid converted into liquid, liquid converted into gas, and the whole reverse process also acceptable, and thereby the whole thing happening in a cyclic way depending on the amount of energy supplied to the system. All we talked to till now, they are all falling under the classification of kinetic theory. Dynamic theory, if you want to say the kinetic theory, nothing but the dynamism of particle. What way the particle accept energy from external source and try to do something disturbing its equilibrium. We know all matter is made up of very tiny particle called atom. The higher the temperature, the faster the particle move, that is a dynamism, that is called kinetic. Kinetic means dynamic movement, accepting energy. At the same time, for a constant temperature, heavier particle move less than the lighter particle, obvious. Momentum comes into picture. So, larger the mass, lesser the movement, and larger temperature, accordingly energy transfer also takes place. There are three basic particles we are going to talk today. One is atom, molecule, the last is ions. Though they are all interconnected, but each one has got its own roles. Atom is the most fundamental building block we just now mentioned. But you see, when you say so casually atom, please give all respect to atom and it is a subatomic particle electron. They are all insignificantly small, invisible. When you say life, it is invisible, but it does wonder. The whole world is always due to invisible things. So, the atoms are of size 10 power minus 10 of a meter. Well, if you cannot visualize what is 10 power of a 10 minus 10 of a meter, you can visualize, you assume your hair thickness is 10 power minus 6, your hair thickness is 10 power minus 6 of a meter. If you cut the cross section of your hair into 10,000 times, 10,000 times you have to cut your hair, then you reach a dimension called the 10 power minus 10 of a meter. This visualization of the size of an atom, the visualization of the size of an electron, the visualization of the hair thickness, very important. If you want to become an engineer, if you want to do certain things in your hand, if you want to design, if you want to construct, if you want to do something working, this imaginary picture is a mandatory that you have to build up right from the beginning. So, we are talking about a nanometer, micrometer, picometer, 10 power minus 6, minus 9, minus 10 of the order, and most of the discussion we are going to make in this subject as well. If you see, they are all very small thing, but we never deal one electron, we never deal one atom, we never deal one molecule personally directly. What we see a substance, in the substance is 10 power 20, 10 power 30 plus side I am talking. So, it is a collection of atom, collection of molecules, collection of ions that we are going to deal in our regular life, and that gives the strength, that gives the shape, that gives all the activity on earth. Now, what is very important is when you say atom, we use the word atom, is a very general word, but all atoms are not same, please caution. Atom is a fundamental building block, it is a fundamental building block, no doubt, but an atom for the gold is different, an atom for the lead is different. Your gold is made up of smallest particle called gold atom, a lead is built up of smallest lead atom. So, atoms are different from particle to particle, sorry, from substance to substance, that is the main talk of today. We are going to say that atoms are different, but atoms are fundamental particle. So, fundamental particle from different substance are different both in size, shape, properties. It is a property of the atom, it is a property of the atom of individual element that leads to whole activity of various elements that we are going to discuss. Now, let us wind up for the today's discussion. I will pose certain questions to you. The questions are, you should know what is an atom, what is an element, what is a molecule, what is the binding force, what is the building block, what is a pattern. So, how the solid, gas, liquid are classified at the particle level. So, these are the questions we have to be very clear, and they are the most fundamental concept which we have to remember throughout our subject. Thank you.